Hello, all our listeners. I want to start out this by apologizing for the Twitter delay, the Twitter absence. We did not get anything really posted on Twitter last week. School has been
Didn't
busy.
at all?
Yeah, well, Will sucks at his job. I suck. It's just I'm busy. But
Will, you weren't tweeting?
yeah, the man that's running the Twitter is
tweeting like a
myself,
bird?
Will Thomas, who is once again hosting Wake Up with Will, Mom's Edition, and joining me as always, my mother, the one that filled up my gas tank when I needed it the most.
I did.
The one
when you needed it the most. That's sweet.
The one that has helped me got an $850 grant because someone had COVID and it hurt our family in the heart. My mother, Sharon Tyke. Everybody, round of applause for Sharon Tyke. Welcome to the podcast.
Glad I could be of service. Glad I could be of service.
Glad after 13 weeks, we finally got you on the show, and we're gonna let you talk some sports. No, just kidding. You're back on.
We're talking sports.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about sports.
Back on for another week. My mother. I did get a request as I did go home this weekend to watch some real college football in person from your mother, my grandmother. That we do give a shout out. Nana is a very
banana.
Yeah, she wanted me to adjust. She wanted
Everybody wants to get
just
famous.
Relax. Let me give this across so I can do our job because you have to make the grandparents happy. Nana asked me if I could give her a shout out because she is a very loyal listener, her and Papa, and I am giving her a shout out. She wanted me to address her as not my mother's mom, but instead Aunt Ree's mom, because I think she thinks Aunt Ree contributes to the show a little more.
They always liked her more.
Yeah.
They always liked her more. She was the favorite all the time.
Hey, us oldest children, never the favorites. It's always the youngest. We're never the favorite.
Well, Ree's not the youngest.
Well,
Margie, the middle one. She was the quiet. Aunt Margie's the youngest.
There were 3 of you that were troublemakers, and then there was Ree. So we're just gonna leave that at.
That's probably the truth. So
gonna let that be at that, and why Ree's the favorite. But we're gonna jump right in. There's a lot of different segments that we could jump into. But
wow!
I want to leave the big breaking news. I don't want to start in that because I don't want to start in the NFL, but I want to start in the Major League Baseball as that is kind of wrapping up. Game 6 is tonight as we record.
I'm watching it. Yeah, it's on right now.
Give me an update. I haven't seen it. What's the score?
Right now they got the Colts and Jets advertising, but it's Atlanta leads 3-2. All I know. So what I want to know, Will, is why in the hell are one of the Atlanta players wearing their mom's pearls around their neck, like literally a chain of pearls? And like, I know baseball has all of these superstition things. I dated a guy once. He wouldn't change his socks for I don't know.
Was it a Scott or a Chad?
No, it was a Sean.
Whoa, this was before the Scott.
I went off the realm. No, it was in between. But he wore like his same crusty, dirty socks for his games, for his baseball games. It was gross. But it's a baseball thing. I get it. Okay, right now Atlanta's up 3-0, top of the 5th.
That's huge. Atlanta wins.
I want Atlanta to win.
Yeah, I want to win the World Series too. So that's our baseball update. But I wanted to jump into this topic because I think this is going to be fun to see where this goes.
Wait, can I interrupt you?
No.
No, yeah, I'm going to anyways. I'm your mother. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. I'm in a different outfit today. So I hope that our listeners see that I dressed up. I'm not in my Baraboo Hills. I'm not in my Lining Kugel shirt or my Bears shirt. My friend Trisha and I were at Northleaf Winery. I highly recommend it.
So you've been boozing before the show. You've been boozing.
But it had a glass of wine. But I guess that is boozing when you're in your late 40s. One glass of wine.
Yeah, watch out.
So but I had to dress up, and then I just didn't change. I figured I'd stay dressed up. So
well,
I just want to let listeners, and for those that are listening on Spotify, I'm in a soft speckled gray V-neck sweater.
This is so weird. Stop. But okay, back to the show that we can actually care about, not what my mom's wearing. But PETA, everybody knows PETA, the organization, decided to jump into the sports world this past weekend, saying that the Major League Baseball should go away from calling it the bullpen and call it the arm barn. What are your thoughts on this? Because obviously, the Bulls are all upset because they are living a pen and we call a bullpen where the relief pitchers warm up.
Yeah.
So I just want to hear your thoughts. Like, do you think this is stupid? Do you think this is really smart? Are you on PETA's side? Are you telling people shut the hell up?
First thing I'm going to say, you know what I think a PETA is, right? You know what I call a PETA. It's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
That's a PETA. So rightfully so. Well, so today I did receive some letters from a couple bulls at local farms.
Oh.
and they were distraught.
Yeah.
Mostly distraught because they didn't have enough cows around to hang out with.
Oh, makes sense.
None of them were upset that they were having to go into a pen. All of them were good with it. Kind of like, that's my home.
Interesting.
I live in a pen. I want to be in a pen. It's kind of like people being upset that somebody would say, you don't want to go to your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
You live in a house. It's your home. It's what you know. Yeah, they were not. They kind of were they kind of took on the PETA acronym the same way I just did, as far as what it really stands for, and not the animal thing. And really what I see this as, so I see it as stupid. Don't they have anything else to think about?
No.
Like you've gotten, I mean, first of all, there's still turtles, I think, getting soda things wrapped around their necks. So they should still be on that bandwagon. It's not like that's been taken care of. And then you still got people throwing garbage all over, the sides. So birds they're choking on it, and squirrels are accidentally eating it. So we got all sorts of that. But renaming the bullpen, I mean, come on. What kind of Joe Biden platform do you need to have now? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
When I was reading about this, I thought, interesting to come up with the Arm Barn. It's a really interesting name. Once again,
Arm Barn. What's that?
That's what they want to call the bullpen.
Why would they call it the Arm Barn?
I don't know. That's what they came up with.
Arm Barn. Why? See, here's the thing. Here's people. There are a bunch of people who have never played sports in their life.
Yeah.
They probably don't even go to baseball games, but yet they want to talk about changing the bullpen. How do you say, and the coach just charged out of the Arm Barn?
Well,
you can't.
The coach doesn't charge out of the bullpen. He charges out of the dugout. But the relief pitcher comes out of the bullpen. But instead of the relief pitcher comes out of the Arm Barn.
That sounds stupid. Arm Barn's like your armpit. That's the Arm Barn.
This is the two thing that I'm taking away from this. Arm Barn.
Oh boy.
Interesting name choice, clever,
not
very unoriginal, not original at all. Makes me wonder how the Washington football team is still struggling to come up with a name.
That's what I was gonna say. How can the Washington football team not come up with a name?
Second thing I'm taking away from this is, as a pen, that's an enclosure. You got 4 gates or whatever around.
Yep.
What about all the stadiums such as Tampa Bay and Oakland, who their like bullpen isn't enclosed? It's on the side of the field in foul territory. Like, do they have to rename stuff? Like, are they?
So
they're not a pen. They're not a pen technically. So would they have to rename stuff? That's my question to them.
So what do we call them? Upset that they're really upset that we are thinking we are being mean to bulls by calling it a bullpen.
Yeah, I don't know if it's mean to bulls or what they're thinking, but I think it's just dumb.
It's dumb. They don't think of the history and the nostalgia, where probably at one point, the reason it got called the bullpen, Aunt Rhea will get us. She'll figure this out. Yeah. She'll educate me with 3. I bet you at one point, somebody needed an area, so they found a bullpen, and that was your enclosure area. Hence the name, dummies. Like PETA people. Hey, PETA people, if you watch this podcast, tell me why. I want to know why. I mean, because that makes no sense whatsoever. Let it be the bullpen.
They played a football game, or they played a baseball game on a farm this year, and no one seemed to have a problem with it.
But what did they call it? Did they call it the farm pen?
I don't know.
Were any animals injured in the making of that field?
I don't know. I was just like, I saw this. I'm like, well,
was any corn hurt? They came out of the corn. That was really super cool. That was the best entrance ever.
Corn was hurt on the movie, during the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes what happens is people get bored. Yeah. And what we need to do with those people that are bored is we need to let them know that
get them jobs.
Over 40% of the homeless people are under age 18 in certain counties in Wisconsin, and they need to go out and find those people and feed them and provide them with things, skills, education, tools to help them improve their life. And then leave the bulls or leave the pens alone.
Yeah.
Because what are they going to go after not bull riding, but I saw when I was in Mexico, what in the hell is it called? You saw the bullfight.
That's in Spain.
Oh, they would flip their lid. No, I was in Cancun.
Yeah.
I saw the bullfight.
Yeah.
Not pretty.
Yeah. Interesting. So
interesting.
So
how long does this have to go through? I don't understand.
I don't think it's actually a real thing.
So they just brought it up.
I think Peter's just like, I want this change. It's okay. They're still working on closing down SeaWorld.
SeaWorld? What about Shamu? What's going to happen to Shamu if they close down SeaWorld?
Well, that's why they're closing down. That's why they're closing down. Those animals are too big to be in those small enclosures, Mom.
But they like it because they get fish all the time.
No, they don't like it.
I don't know. I do. So I'm going to say this, and I'm not a PETA person, but I do sometimes get sad when I see. Sometimes I do get sad sometimes when I see the cows like all in there locked into their little cages and they have to eat the hay. But they have to also be kind of controlled because it can be unsafe. And I understand that I don't know the rationale behind it. So I don't try to change it. I just try to say there is a reason for it.
Yeah, they taste pretty good. So that's okay.
Got some good burgers.
Yeah. Cows taste pretty good. So I'm okay.
But you're okay with it?
Yeah. Moving on. We're going to move on to college football here. So just.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Well, there's really nothing else in baseball. We hit the big thing and the World Series is happening. So like.
Yeah.
Gave us a score update. There's down.
No, and I gave you the pearls. Why in the heck is that guy wearing pearls?
Mom, because people like to wear jewelry. Why do you wear rings?
Tell Reed. Yeah, pearls, Will. He's wearing his grandma's pearls.
There's not like an educational thing. It's because they want to.
It's dumb. So that's as dumb as the bullpen getting renamed to the arm bench. Is it arm bench? Arm barn?
Arm barn.
It's not even a barn. A barn has to have a roof. Are they going to put a roof on it?
Some stadiums do have roofs.
Yeah, but the bullpen arm barn needs to have its own roof. They're going to do that. They can't steal the big roof.
Yeah, who knows?
It's like saying the sky is our shelter, and then you don't have a roof on your house.
Yeah, we will keep you updated, all our value listeners, on this. But I want to jump to college football as the first week of college football rankings, like college football playoff rankings. So they've had rankings, obviously, but college football playoff rankings, another rankings.
Playoffs already?
No, it's just the first week of the rankings for playoffs. It doesn't mean anything really right now.
I was going to say, who cares?
But
okay, go ahead.
So the top four teams are Georgia's number 1, Alabama's number 2, Michigan State's number 3, Oregon's number 4.
The Ducks, huh?
Yeah, Ohio State's number 5, Cincinnati's number 6.
The Ohio State or Ohio State?
They're the same school.
Settle down, big shooter. The Ohio State is different than University of Ohio. That's what I got confused last time. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes. So the Ohio State is number 5.
Yes. So, but the top.
So Georgia's ahead of Alabama.
Yeah, well, Georgia's undefeated. Alabama's lost.
What's Georgia's mascot?
A bulldog.
Oh, I like that. Okay, not stupid like the Beavers. Go ahead.
That's Penn State Stadium name. But the interesting fact.
That's okay. The Turtles.
The interesting fact is, so the top 4 schools, so Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, or Michigan State and Oregon, all 4 coaches, 3 out of the 4, because Nick Saban counts as one of them, have been coached under Nick Saban at Alabama. Isn't that interesting?
That's really interesting. That's a fun fact.
Like, that's a fact that could be useful.
That's not one of those stupid facts. That's a useful fact that they could put during one of those games. Thank you, Will.
But I wanted to give you that quick fact, but this is what I wanted to talk about. So Cincinnati, not a Power 5 school. So Power 5s are out of the ACC conference, the SEC conference, the Big 10 conference, the Big 12, or the Pac-12. Okay, got that?
No, not at all, but go ahead.
So Cincinnati is not a Power 5 in a Power 5 conference. They're in the American Athletic Conference. Now,
what? That's a conference?
Yes.
It's a private conference? Is that what Notre Dame's in too?
Notre Dame's not in a conference.
So they just made up their own conference?
They're an independent school.
Oh my God. Go on. Go on. I'm not even going to keep going.
So once again, Cincinnati is currently ranked number 2 in the AP poll, but number 6 in the college football playoff rankings, which, I mean, it doesn't make sense. But do you think, once again, that a team that is now a Power 5 school, because no non-Power 5 team has ever made the college football playoffs, and that's been the huge debate since the playoffs have been going on, and it's the biggest debate on why we need to expand the playoffs to at least 8 teams. Do you think a Cincinnati team deserves to get in, even though they don't play a Power 5 conference in a Power 5 conference? They are undefeated right now.
So I don't know what a Power 5 means.
So it's like
lottery.
So
like
this, Mom, listen to me quick. So you understand this.
Okay.
So like Wisconsin, Iowa, they're in the Big Ten. That's a Power 5 team. Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, they're in the Big 12. That's a Power 5 conference. There's 5 conferences.
Why are they called Power 5?
Because they make the most money. There are 5 conferences that make the most money.
What?
Never
mind. I don't
understand. We're just gonna move on. This is gonna get too confusing, and we can't have a discussion if you don't.
No, I don't. I don't understand how a conference, you're naming the teams to be the Power 5 in the conference.
There's 5 conferences that are called the Power 5. Big Ten, Pac-12, SEC, Big 12, ACC. Like I said.
Oh, okay. Now I got it. Okay.
So they become.
Now I get it. Don't put the teams in this. So the conferences are the Power 5. Okay.
Yes.
5 conferences. So now Cincinnati's coming in as an independent.
No, but they're in the American Athletic Conference, but that's not a Power 5 conference.
They're number 6.
In a way, sure.
Okay. So the question is.
Yes.
Can they be a Power 5?
Can Cincinnati can't Cincinnati get into the college football playoff, even though they're not a Power 5? Because it has not happened in the existence of the college football playoff.
I absolutely think so. If they're good enough, can't they? I mean, it's all about how you play.
Well,
it's all about your coaching.
Well, look at the rankings. They're number 2 in the AP. They're undefeated. They have gone on the road to beat Notre Dame.
The Associated Press.
Yes.
That's another that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, it does mean. That's the second. That does mean that's very important.
That's okay.
But as you can see, do you think the committee once again is not looking at a non-Power 5 school? Because we had a non-Power 5 school in UCF who went undefeated a couple of years ago and claimed themselves to be the national championship because they didn't get a shot at the playoff, even though they were undefeated.
Oh, wait. So they claimed themselves to be the national champions?
Yeah.
Did they have a party? Did they make a trophy?
They hung a banner.
Shut the front door. That's awesome. Just to kind of stick it to. I mean, because it's all politics. This is all baloney politics.
Because UCF, the reason they did it was because they got told they never played they didn't play anybody good enough because their conference was weak, and that's why they didn't get it. So when they went into their bowl game, they played Auburn, who was at the time
good,
the 3rd best team in the SEC or the runner-up. I forget which one.
Okay.
And they beat Auburn. And so they were like, we're undefeated. We beat an SEC team handily. Like,
sure.
And that's where then Scott Frost left UCF and went to Nebraska and hasn't been good since. But that's what the thing is now. Cincinnati's kind of sitting in that same boat at number 6 here. I believe they're a top 4 team. I hate that Alabama's number 2. I think it's a freaking joke. They lost. We cannot.
We already had that discussion.
Everybody's on these sucking off Nick Saban right now in Alabama. They got the balls dangling.
Really?
Because it's true. No. It's I put this on YouTube not for kids for a reason, because it's true. Alabama, no matter, they could have 5 losses and still find a way to probably get in, because it's a joke, because they need Alabama in because it's a money. Like you said, it's politics and it's money. Alabama is not the number 5. There are 5 better teams.
So does Alabama recruit that? Do they bring in that much money?
Oh my God. Yeah. They bring in the most money in college.
Even if it's, I mean, I was going to say, even if it's like a playoff where, I mean, I don't remember cheering for Alabama. Okay. All
Alabama
right.
brings in the most money out of any college football program in this country. No doubt.
Really?
No doubt. Mom, they're in national championships every other year or every year.
I know. I don't like it.
So my thing is this is going to be, there's pros and cons. I would think Cincinnati deserves to get in. They deserve the shot. They go undefeated. They prove they have beaten teams. They deserve to get in. If they don't get in, it's also okay, because this is the push for an 8-team college football playoff.
And who's going to go through with that if they don't even care to get them in? Nobody's going to go through with that. Nobody's going to be like, oh, well, they didn't get in, so let's make it an 8-team.
Well, yeah.
Like
the whole reason would be you can't get an undefeated non-Power 5 in a 14 bracket. Let's make it an 8-team so they have a shot. And then we'll expand it to 12.
You really think?
And then 16.
Well, why don't you go ahead and have PETA take that one up? Maybe they'd get it done.
But
I don't know what would make people, why that would make people go, oh, let's go to an 8-team.
Because people are going to go crazy if Cincinnati goes undefeated and doesn't get in, and an Alabama team does. Definitely if there are 2-loss Alabama teams.
Yeah, but what do they care? Like, what do they care if people go crazy as long as people come to the games and watch the games and pay the money for the games?
Because publicity, I mean, there's going to be bad publicity everywhere. It's going to be really bad.
Yeah, but we got bad publicity.
Okay, well, I think you just watch what happens. If Cincinnati doesn't, you will be
all right. Shit. I'm just saying they shouldn't. I know. I'm just saying they shouldn't get too. Like, I don't want them disappointed if they don't.
Then what's the point of them even playing football?
I don't know. I agree with you. I think they should get in. I think they should.
What's the point of non-Power 5 teams playing college football if they don't have a chance to get into the playoffs because the committee won't pick them because they got Alabama?
This all gets picked by a committee?
Yes. The college football. Oh my!
You're kidding me.
For someone who says they watch football, you don't watch football.
I don't watch the committees. I don't know about the committees. I don't know what that's about.
Oh my gosh, I need Aunt Ree.
You can shake your head all you want.
I need Aunt Ree.
All I know is, so the committees are run by tight, wound up people.
No, it's like a random pick of like multiple athletic directors throughout multiple conferences.
And then they sit down, they decide what teams get in.
Yes.
Every year, is it different?
No. It's the same.
How can that be fair? So every year the committee has the same members that are randomly picked?
No, they're not randomly picked.
How long is their term?
I don't know. Forever.
Well, that's not right. That's not a committee. That's communism. Why they need to every year pick new people to be on the committee to review who should be going in and out.
Yeah, but then you don't have any consistency.
Why do you need consistency if you're looking at what the teams and how they're playing?
You need to have a consistent way of grading teams to prove who's the best team.
Well, somebody should have that already outlined.
Yeah, but you can't if you have different people every time. Different people think differently. That would mean me and you would put together a different top 4 team right now today. So that one year I couldn't be I was on a committee this year and you were on the
committee. But you have to have things that you base it off of. So you have the foundation, what you base off picking the teams. And that would be consistent, which means you could bring anybody into the position and these would be what you base off picking the team.
Yeah. I don't know.
They don't do that.
They have some.
Well, it seems like I just simplified the whole program so more teams can get in. I think they ought to give me a call.
All that I know is Alabama should not be in the playoff.
No,
they lost.
I don't think so either. I think that the teams that deserve it, and it kind of bums me out that the committee doesn't rotate, because what's the point of having committee if you don't rotate it? What is wrong with things nowadays?
All I know is Alabama.
You know what? Well,
number 2, and
here's the thing. Here's the thing. If they don't get in, we're gonna do our own bowl. We'll start up a GoFundMe. We're gonna put it next to Aunt Ree's house. She's got like 3 acres.
I thought Louisiana couldn't handle another bowl.
Well, we're just going to have to, this year, we're going to have to sacrifice until Idaho has a spot. But we'll go ahead. We're going to stripe it out next to our house.
Why don't we play a football game at Miller Park? Why don't we play a football game at Miller Park?
That'd be awesome. As long as I get to go down the slide.
That's where we can have our bowl game.
Talk to Griff about that.
Yeah, I'll hit him up. We'll see what he can do.
We could have a bowl game at Miller Park, and then we'd have Cincinnati come, and then I would want a team that's really worked hard. Not that fake high school team from Ohio.
Not Bishop Sycamore?
No, not Bishop Sycamore.
Who do you want to play? Have Cincinnati play?
I don't even know. Because all the teams that I figure I like are going to get into a bowl game because there's like 200 of them.
We'll just pick them to come to ours instead of the other ones.
Maybe I'd want to have them play UW Whitewater because they're such a good team.
Jesus.
That'd be great.
You want 106-0?
No, Whitewater wouldn't do that. They would score.
No, they wouldn't, Mom.
I bet you it'd be a good run for your money. You don't think so? Whitewater's doing good again this year.
They're a Division 3 school. They're a Division 3 school.
Yeah, but kids can still play with heart. You know, college is all about heart.
Whitewater would get run over by Western Illinois.
Really?
Extremely.
Probably. You think so?
Western probably put 80 on them.
Really? 80 zip? I think you should invite them down. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I always think football teams, divisions to me, I always thought divisions were just based on school size, not skill level. So
they are based on school size. And then debating on what division you are debating to what talent and what athletic level you
Right.
get to come to your
But
school.
I definitely think that any division can play. I mean, you play with heart. Play with heart. There you go. So you might get spanked, but play with heart.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna die out there.
Look at how the Badgers just got spanked by Loyola in that super secret Bat Cave basketball game they did.
But you know what? The Badgers basketball team, talk about college basketball, who they just played in an exhibition game. UW Whitewater.
Preseason game? Really? Did they win?
Yeah, the Badgers won very handily. Western, I'm here. Western played a D3 team in an exhibition game last night in basketball, and they won by like 58 points.
Oh, that sucks. Can't they just put in like their second strings?
They did.
Oh, okay. Just don't like to see. You know, it was always like that when you guys played baseball or soccer, but baseball more so than soccer would be like if one team is just spanking the other. I'm like, can't you just put in the blind kid now? Like just put in pull grandma off the chair and let her play for you so the other team can get some points. Like
you cheered for them to pull me and Andrew out of games because we were winning so much.
No, not you and Andrew, but I did not like it when they used to keep scoring runs when there was no reason to, when you guys were up like by an obnoxious number. I'm like, there's no reason to steal a base and score more runs. And your one coach, Brent Servin, was like that too. He was a great coach, but he did the same thing. He kind of was humble in that respect, that when you got to a certain level, it's like, there's no reason to steal the base. And then another coach would piss him off and he'd tell you guys to steal it and totally score on them. So, Will, are you frozen? Or are you okay? You're frozen in time. You're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never let off the gas in any sport. You play until the final out. You put 100 on them. You put 100 on them. They should have came better prepared in my eyes.
Oh, wow. Tough words there. Okay.
Wise words from Will Thomas.
Nice job, coach.
Yeah. Well, hey, why do you think when I took over my dad's baseball team, we actually won some games? I was tough.
You took over your dad's baseball team. When was that? Who is playing?
My brother, Farmer Brown.
Oh, you were helping co-coach. Okay. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Dad wouldn't let me get on the sidelines for any basketball games because I'd get too intense. I'd start shooting.
Well, that's just your personality. You're going to have
shooting. I'd start chewing some kid's butt out because they didn't rebound a stupid basketball. Probably like, what the heck are you doing? Box out. Let's go. Yeah. So that's why I'm not allowed to do that. But jumping to the NFL, the breaking news that happened today surrounding the Oakland Raiders. I don't know, Mom, if you have seen this.
No, I'm trying to get better lighting because I'm half in the dark here.
Yeah. Well,
there we go. Okay.
You didn't do anything. You did not do anything.
I know. No, I could only move myself into the light, and that doesn't work. So
not going to the light yet, but kind of going into the light. This is kind of be a dark, dirty, gross, messed up transition.
Yuck.
Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III.
Yeah.
Rookie wide receiver got charged. Was in an accident this morning. He ended up killing a person because he was driving drunk, DUI.
Oh.
Ended up killing a young woman and is being charged with a DUI. What is it? He's
unintentional.
A DUI resulting in death, as well as reckless driving. Both of which are felonies. Because he was going at high speed. He ended up crashing into him and his girlfriend were driving, ended up crashing into this poor woman. Her car started on fire. She was trapped and ended up passing away.
Oh my God.
So
That's horrible.
More news. Henry Ruggs is 22 years old, so he's the same age as me, which is just like crazy to think about that this kid.
That is crazy, Will. That's a little scary.
Yeah, that his life is over with. His football career is over.
It's over.
Yeah, he will be going to prison now. For this, but
just wax up.
More news coming out of the Vegas Raiders and all the drama that's going. They had Gruden a couple weeks ago, and now they have this. So, do you think the drama and all the attention and everything that's going on is going to end up hurting the Raiders at some point?
I don't. I would have said differently a while ago with the Gruden thing. I would have been like, because I thought Gruden was a really great coach, but it didn't seem to really impact the Raiders at all. I think that this stuff is so, people are so numb to it nowadays. I have a little bit of a different view. I guess I've grown in the last couple of weeks. They're so numb to this idiocracy. That's what I'm going to call it. People being morons. That you got to shake it off and focus on you. And I think that's what the team will do. I mean, if you lose a player, and if he was a key player, that sucks. But what sucks even more is there's always somebody willing to step up and take your spot. And what does the one saying say? When you're not out there practicing, somebody is, and somebody one day when you meet, they will win. I mean, that's what it is. You got your second strings, and you got your people who've been wanting the opportunity, and now they're going to go out and give it their heart, take on the opportunity. And I feel the most for the woman who died, because that is horrible.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are out to her and her family.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. I feel for the family of the player, because they're impacted by this too. I just say all the time, and you know it, that I say to you kids when you're out, and I'm glad you guys have sober drivers, but everybody thinks about, if I die or I get a DUI, here's a story. You could kill somebody else and wreck their life and your life.
Yeah.
More importantly, you wreck their life. So just be freaking smart. Why be a moron? That's sad. Well, that's kind of a Debbie Downer. A little down now.
Well, I just wanted to bring that up to you.
But where'd Gruden go? Where in the world did we find Gruden?
He's still in hiding. He's
missing.
Yeah, but I just want to, because that's the big breaking news that's been all over the news today.
Really?
That's gone on.
I didn't watch it.
Henry Ruggs III has non-severe injuries. His girlfriend, who was in the car, does have some severe injuries. So hoping she gets all better and gets all ahead. But yeah.
Well, and here's the thing:
people at 22, we think we're invincible sometimes, and you just got to know better. Like,
you think you have your life ahead of you, and now you do, except it's in jail with a girlfriend. But the thing is, you always hear that the people who are drunk survive, because when you have consumed that much alcohol, your body's rubber. And with injuries, we talk about this with football injuries.
Yeah,
people when they get injured, they get injured because they're tense, because they're tight. When you have alcohol in you, you're limber, you're flexible, you bounce around, and so you don't get injured. And that's what sucks out of most of these things that ever happen in life. You hear about these horrendous accidents. The one that just happened here, what was it, Madison Prairie, where the 3 high school students died. The guy was like 4 times the limit. He survived. He trashed their car and started on fire. I mean, it's really, really sad, and people really have to understand how to respect alcohol, and then just be a grown-up and take a freaking Uber. Man, take the city bus.
That's the problem. People don't
use your feet. God gave you feet. Those feet were made for walking.
Those boots were made for walking.
That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna
keeping in the NFL. I wanted to talk about some games, because I think there's some teams that played this week that, one team surprised a lot of people. I think one team did not surprise some people, and one team, looked really bad. So we're going to start with Green Bay, and they went down to Arizona with a very depleted roster, a lot of people out.
They did, there was
came away with the victory. But that final play with AJ Green was the main target for the Cardinals, going down, ready to score that touchdown. He runs out, doesn't run his route, doesn't look, hits him in the shoulder, interception, game over. What are your thoughts on that?
Dumb. Know your routes, know where you're supposed to be. I honestly watched most of that game, but for a while the score was not very high. It was kind of pathetic. I thought there'd be a lot more to that score than what there was. I was really expecting the Packers to go down there and spank the Cardinals.
Were you really?
Yeah, I really was. Even though they had all these injuries, I don't know. You love Aaron, so I was on the Aaron train. I was like,
he did his job.
Aaron. Well, he did. He got it done. And
it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. It was Aaron Jones doing everything on the running game.
It was. So I think, I just don't. I mean, it's all about timing. So I also blame it on the quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm a big proponent of the quarterback has to take responsibility when you're throwing something. You can't just assume that your guys are going to be Superman and get it or get there or grab it or jump for it. Like be on it. Know what's going to happen.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you even know what play I'm talking about?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I can tell. Because if anybody would blame that on Kyler Murray, that's not right. AJ Brown went out and pretended he started blocking because
I thought I remembered the play, but now you're calling me out, so I probably don't.
Yeah, you do not know the play, Mom. You don't know it anymore. So we'll move on.
But that is my input though on it.
Yeah, well, your input sucks and it's completely wrong.
No, it takes two people.
Yeah, that's not the quarterback's fault at all. No, go watch the play. It's nowhere
really.
No,
you don't think a quarterback has any ownership in?
Not on that play.
All right.
Not just on that play at all. Go watch the play and you tell me if you.
In order to become a better player,
we're gonna move on to Tom Brady because Tom Brady did not play great.
No.
Did not win.
He was losing for a while, big time.
Got beat by a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
In the Saints.
See, I didn't finish that. I did not finish that game.
Yeah.
Because he was losing.
Yeah.
When was that? What in the hell was I doing Sunday?
Probably nothing.
I think I was trying to I was bored because the game was so low scoring. So I was up moving around.
If teams don't score 75 points, are they low scoring?
I like scoring. I like people to score. When they just go back and forth, it just makes me want to stick a fork in my eye. Kind of like baseball. Yeah. Right now we're at 6-0 though. But that's why I was just saying to Kate, I was talking to her before I got in here. I said, watching baseball on TV, I was like sticking a fork in my eye. But I said I'd go to a game in a heartbeat because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
She agrees. Yeah, if there's not a lot of action going on, it's kind of like the Badgers-Iowa game. I mean, the Badgers ended up scoring a lot, but it just
but they started with the ball 3 times within their 15-yard line, so they really didn't score that much.
A little bitter, Will.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that game.
Not coming up on the show.
I want to actually say one thing about the Badgers. I want to give them 110% credit coming to play on Saturday, coming to win, and coming with the fight. But I just want to tell you, as a fan of college football, the fact that the student section was a fourth full by kickoff time because no one decided to show up until midway or almost through the end of the first quarter until it got filled.
Well, it's homecoming weekend, Will.
I don't care. That is an embarrassment.
Homecoming.
If you want to say that you have one of the best home stadiums and best crowds, your student section should be there from the minute the kickoff happens.
Hey,
you go look at Bama. They aren't rolling in midway through the first quarter. No, they're there probably 30 minutes before the game. You go look at any SEC team. That's what I want. You look at
what was the Badgers doing? Why'd they do that? Usually they're there ahead of time.
Because Wisconsin people, because Madison people, Mom, are like this. Oh, what are we doing today? Oh, the football game? That's what's going on.
Oh, that's what these tickets are for.
No one knows what the hell's going on in Madison. So that's my thought. That's my only criticism of the Badgers. It's a good win. Congrats on the win. You guys deserved it so much more. Iowa looked like crap. I will admit it. They didn't look good at all. I'm hoping for some changes in there in that program. But the student section, you guys want to say you're one of the best student sections. You guys aren't even showing up until fourth way through the game. You're missing there for 75% of the time.
That sucks. But I do think that's because of homecoming, because I think I've been to other Badger games and that's not the case.
Oh, then you haven't been to a Badger game lately.
Well, no, I haven't been. I haven't been in 2 years. I'm going
the last couple of basketball's the same way. They aren't showing up.
What's wrong with these millennials?
You had
Are they still millennials?
You had a top 10 team coming into Camp Randall. That place should have been electric from 11 o'clock on, and it wasn't. It was not packed until later that day. So
it's electric. Do the electric slide. Well, shame on the students because you get those tickets and that's a privilege, not a right.
Yeah, exactly.
Be there. Show up. Show up to go up.
Patrick Mahomes once again pulled out a victory, but did not look great. None of that was pretty. That was horrible. That whole thing. I mean, what are they going to do with him, Will?
Like what? Like I'm concerned this is like his downslide. Like this is going to be the 30 for 30 as Patrick Mahomes, and they're going to highlight his first 2 years, and then it's going to be like, and then he stopped playing football. He's going to become a backup. The best thing he can do is fake an injury, so somebody else has to come out and play.
This is what I think the biggest problem is for him. Is he's trying to do too much.
Like, what do you mean?
He will have to learn as a quarterback that he doesn't need to make the miraculous plays and the superstar plays every time. It is okay to throw the ball away. It is be okay to check down to your running back or your guy just in the flat. It is okay. Yep. You don't need to run around and then chuck a sidearm pass 50 yards across your body. It doesn't need to happen all the time.
No, he has to stop wanting to be.
You look at Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, they aren't dancing around. They'll dance around a little bit, but they aren't dancing around. They'll throw the ball away and go play the next play. And I think that's what he has to learn. And I mean, I think that's what he's struggling with is how to deal with that.
Well, and I think about what you said a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Mahomes is that all of his fun little fancy trick plays, I call them, or the way that he maneuvers, that was all brand spanking new the first year, maybe second year, but now everybody knows it. Yeah. They know what he's going to do. And he still keeps, he tries to bamboozle them and they're not getting bamboozled. Like he's got to, but that's for his coaching staff to do, like to sit him down and say, Pat, this isn't working anymore. You got to try something new. Pat, you got to throw the ball out. If you're not getting anywhere, don't do an underhand pitch forward so it gets intercepted. You just launch that ball to the sidelines, let the offensive line coach catch it. That's what you do. You do not do, I mean, and it sucks because you can see it in his face and it's wearing on him. He knows he's on the downhill. If he doesn't start to recover these next couple of games, I don't know what they're going to do. It's not like the Chiefs wouldn't start him next year, but they're going to be recruiting. They're going to be recruiting for a backup quarterback that's better than him.
Yeah, it's tough because I think a lot of it has to happen too, is he knows the defense sucks. He knows the defense for the Kansas City's really bad. So he realizes he needs to put up points to win games. And he's realizing that. So he's trying to make every play. What he needs to do is he needs to go back and watch film of Aaron Rodgers for the last 10 years and watch how Aaron Rodgers.
Don't watch Aaron. Watch Favre. Come on, Bart did it best. Not
Brett Favre had a defense, Mom. Are you serious? No, you can't talk Packer football. You don't know Packer football right now.
I know plenty of Packer football.
You are a Bears fan. I know. You go back and watch Aaron Rodgers, who has dealt in won championships and won multiple games without having a defense, and see how he did it. And that's what Patrick Mahomes needs to go do.
So you're saying at one time Green Bay did not have a defense?
Oh my gosh, Green Bay hasn't had a defense in the last 12 years.
Well, that's giving an awful lot of credit to Aaron.
Because he's the GOAT, Mom. He's a great.
He's not the GOAT. I can't believe you just called him the GOAT. Oh. Okay, we got to move on to the next thing. He's like the sheep. We'll call him the sheep.
Tom Brady has the most championships and will be both decorated in awards for quarterback of all time. But if you're going to tell me he's the greatest of all time, no, you have to be athletic to be great.
That's just hurtful. Don't talk about Tommy Boy like that. Let's move on.
Tommy Boy didn't look really athletic against the Saints.
Well, he didn't. But he's also 44.
Tommy Boy looked about as good against the Saints as Aaron Rodgers looked against the Saints. So,
well, that's fine. They're comparable, but I don't think Aaron is the GOAT. No. I really don't.
As someone who cheers every weekend for the Bears to win a football game, I
would like the Bears to win a football game.
Will not take your football.
I believe in Justin Fields.
Well, that's a short life lived.
Well, you got to hold on to what you can hold on to.
Yeah,
it's okay.
But we're gonna move on.
Work this week.
We're gonna move on to our picks, as we always do. Last week, a little.
Wait, rough. Are we done talking about stuff?
Yeah. What, you got more to talk about?
No.
Yeah.
Well, all I was going to say is you always tease about how the Cubbies, people only hold on to their championships.
Yes, it's 5 years since the Cubs won the
World Series in 2016. But when I was at Northleaf Winery, they have a whole room with all the Cubs stuff. It is like 2016 and the tickets and the picture of the field and everybody jumping up. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're holding on to that championship still. Yeah. It's been a little long.
It's been a little long. Last
That's
week,
okay.
Last week was rough for the picks. I went 5-5. Mom went 4-5.
That's not bad.
You were under 500. That's bad.
Yeah, but I got 4 wins, right?
But you got 5 losses. If you were putting
money
I know,
but that's still pretty good.
Money.
I got 4
You would have lost money if you put money on it.
I'm still happy I got 4.
So we're going to go some picks this week. We're going to go start in the SEC with the Auburn Tigers taking on the Texas A&M.
I'm going to go with Texas just because I don't want Auburn to win anymore.
Yeah, I'm going with Texas.
I think Auburn's a little snooty.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Auburn. I only cheer for them really once a year, and that's when they play Alabama.
Yep.
So we War Eagle in the Iron Bowl, but we are not War Eagling this weekend. We're taking Texas A&M. Second game I got on.
Wait. Time out.
Don't ask me. What's Texas A&M? What's their mascot? They're the Aggies.
Yeah.
They're the Aggies.
The what?
The Aggies.
The Aggies?
Mm-hmm.
Like eggs? Are there eggs out there? What the hell's an Aggie?
Look it up and come knowledgeable for next week, Mom.
Aunt Ree.
She will know. We're gonna move on.
Makes me think of the Eggos. Like the waffles.
It spells with an A, Mom.
Oh. Aggie with an A. Okay, never mind. It's Texas.
Aggies.
I'm just going to let it be.
Oklahoma State versus West Virginia.
Oklahoma State.
Tell Tyler to turn off the TV.
What TVs, Tyler? I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
It's got a commercial. I was thinking.
I'm taking West Virginia. Why not? Go Mountain.
Why? How about why?
Country
why would you take West Virginia?
Take me home.
Oh, John Denver saying that about Colorado. Not
there. I belong. Okay.
West Virginia.
BYU and the BYU.
Mount Mama.
Or Idaho State.
Oh, BYU all the way. We're going to go with the Mormons.
Yeah, Mormon country all weekend.
I mean, I like Idaho, but we'll have to keep their spuds out there.
Fresno State versus Boise State.
Boise, because I don't even know where Fresno is.
It's in California.
Is that California?
I
don't like California teams. Well, Scooby-Doo, I don't like Fresno State. I don't like Fresno. What? Why? Why would you take Fresno State?
Because of the better football team.
How?
They're ranked higher.
You're in California. Because why?
They're ranked higher.
That doesn't mean crap. That just means some old man sat down on a piece of paper and decided to put one number in front of them instead of the team below them.
Well, that's all we have for college football because college football kind of sucks this week. So we're going to the NFL.
How about the Badgers? They're not playing?
Well, they play Rutgers.
Oh, they're so going to win Rutgers.
Yeah.
That's why Dad says they're going to get into a bowl. The only one that we really have to worry about is Nebraska, and I hope Nebraska beats them. That's the game we're going to.
I think Minnesota you have to be careful about.
Really? We thought Minnesota you didn't. Because the Gophers kind of suck, don't you think?
They do, but I'm cheering for Minnesota because if Minnesota beats Wisconsin and Iowa wins out, Iowa will go to the Big Ten championship game. So. Still got some belief.
There's a little strategy in there.
Yeah, we're jumping to the NFL. Aaron Rodgers goes and takes on Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs.
No way. Oh, why didn't Patrick get injured so somebody else could play? Shoot. Well, I'm going to have to go with Mahomie. I'm just going to have to. I know Aaron's going to do good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to go with Mahomie. I still have faith that he'll put on his glasses or get the contacts put in the right eye for the game.
When you go to church and Reverend Sharon Ratag, double R.
Reverend Thomas.
That's why you have faith, because you're a reverend. You should not have faith.
Gotta have faith.
Chiefs to win.
It's like George Michaels.
Minnesota Vikings versus Baltimore Ravens.
Oh my God, that was so fast. Baltimore Ravens, not I hate the Vikings.
Yeah, me too. So go Ravens. Chargers versus Eagles.
Well, that's a tough one.
Chargers are coming off getting beat by the Patriots 27-24. The Eagles are coming after a dominant victory over Detroit.
Oh, God, they beat Detroit. Who cares about the kitty cats? The Eagles usually aren't that great. That's the whole thing. And I know the Chargers. I don't like the Chargers. I'm going to pick the Eagles.
Okay, I'm going with the Chargers.
Okay.
Titans versus Rams.
Titans. Wait. Rams. I'll pick with my mind, not with my heart. I'm going to go Rams.
If you would have asked me this yesterday, I would have picked the Titans. But with Derrick Henry being out, there's no way I think the Rams lose this one. Definitely after picking up Von Miller today. In the final game, Monday Night Football.
What, they picked up who today? Von Miller?
Von Miller from Denver.
Sounds like a movie star.
The final game that we have is the Chicago Bears versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Thanks for picking the Bears game. I'm, of course, going to go with the Bears, hoping that Big Ben doesn't show up.
And
let Fields have a victory. And give it to him.
I'm going with Big Ben and the Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Are
you?
Yes.
I know. That's a tough one because Uncle Jeff likes the Steelers. And so I still have a thing in my heart, you got to like the Steelers. But if they play the Bears, I'm going to have to go with the Bears. I'm just going to be always wishing on a star. I know.
Yeah.
Well, you have AA, Ron.
I do. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have today for you.
That was quick.
Yeah, that's still almost an hour show.
Really?
Yeah. It's
wow.
Like 50
so much to talk about.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we are running out of time here on Wake Up with Will. I have been Will Thomas. Joined by me, as always, is my mother, Sharon Teig. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, comment. Only leave nice things to say, because if you want to say something mean, say it to a friend and don't stay on my post. I appreciate everybody else. We're only trying to spell good things about our show. I'm trying to make a career off this. So everybody,
I don't want him moving home.
Yeah.
Make it nice. Make it good. Promote it.
Twitter will be back up and running this week, as I will have everything posted after I did a crappy job last week. So I will get on that.
And for the old people, check Facebook, because that's old people's Twitter.
Yeah. Yes.
Facebook.
Papa,
post on Facebook.
We do not run this show on 88.3 The Dog. Once again, it is on Spotify and YouTube. So if you're going to The Dog, you're in the wrong place.
And if you think you're listening to Will and me, you're not.
So on that note,
keep them on the straight path.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Stay out of trouble and go Hawks.
Yes. Don't do stupid shit.